Hi, welcome to Koinonia Life, the internet channel for the study of the Old Testament and Jewish literature.
The concepts of Memrah and Logos stand as testaments to humanity's enduring quest to comprehend and articulate the nature of God and God's relationship with the world. These terms, originating from different cultural and linguistic backgrounds, offer profound insights into how the divine interacts with creation. Memrah, an Aramaic term, and Logos, a Greek concept, both translate to word, yet they carry unique connotations and theological implications. Understanding these terms is crucial for grasping the richness and complexity of religious thought. They provide a lens through which we can better appreciate the diverse ways in which humans have perceived and expressed the divine throughout history. This exploration delves into the origins, meanings, and significance of Memrah and Logos, shedding light on their similarities, differences, and their enduring relevance in theological discourse. By examining these concepts, we gain a deeper appreciation for the intricate tapestry of human understanding of the divine. We come to recognize the profound ways in which culture, language, and history shape our conceptions of God and God's relationship with the cosmos. Memrah, an Aramaic word meaning word, speech, or decree, occupies a central place in Jewish thought. It emerges from a deep reverence for the power of language and its ability to effect change. In the Hebrew Bible, God's creative and commanding acts are often associated with the spoken word, and God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Genesis 1:3. This emphasis on the divine word as an active force laid the groundwork for the development of the Memrah concept. Jewish scholars and rabbis, particularly during the Second Temple period, sought to reconcile the idea of a transcendent God with God's active presence in the world. Memrah emerged as a means of understanding how God, without being physically present, could interact with creation and carry out divine will. Memrah became a way of describing God's immanence, God's active presence in the world, without compromising God's transcendence, God's existence beyond the physical realm. It represented a bridge between the divine and the human, allowing for a more nuanced understanding of God's relationship with creation. The concept of Memrah finds its most explicit expression in the Targums, Aramaic translations of the Hebrew Bible. These texts were essential for making the scriptures accessible to Jewish communities who no longer spoke Hebrew. The Targums often provided interpretations and expansions of the biblical text. Memrah frequently appears as a substitute for the Tetragrammaton, the sacred name of God. This allowed the Targumists to maintain reverence for God's name while highlighting God's active presence. For example, "And the Lord said to Moses," might be rendered as "and the Memrah of the Lord said to Moses." This substitution underscored the belief that God's word was an active force carrying out God's will. Section 4. The significance of Memrah in Jewish thought. The concept of Memrah holds profound theological significance within Jewish thought. It emphasizes the power of divine speech, suggesting that God's word is not merely descriptive, but creative and effectual. When God speaks, things happen. Creation itself is brought into being through divine speech. The law given to Moses on Mount Sinai is understood as an expression of God's Memrah, carrying the weight of divine authority and shaping the moral and ethical framework of Jewish life. Moreover, Memrah highlights God's ongoing relationship with the world and God's people. God is not a distant deity, removed from creation, but an active participant in history, guiding, protecting, and communicating with humanity through the Memrah. This concept reinforces the covenant between God and Israel, emphasizing God's faithfulness and enduring presence. The Memrah also serves as a source of comfort and hope. Even in times of adversity and exile, the Jewish people could find solace in the belief that God's Memrah was present, sustaining them and ultimately leading them towards redemption. This concept underscores the enduring power of God's word to provide guidance, strength, and the promise of a brighter future. Section 5, Logos, the divine reason in Greek philosophy. The concept of logos, meaning word, reason, or discourse, holds a prominent place in Greek philosophy, particularly in the writings of Heraclitus, Plato, and the Stoics. Heraclitus, writing in the 6th century BCE, used logos to describe a universal principle of order and reason that governed the cosmos. He believed that this logos was inherent in all things, providing a unifying force amidst the constant flux and change of the world. Plato, in the 4th century BCE, further developed the concept of logos, associating it with the realm of forms, eternal and unchanging archetypes that served as blueprints for the physical world. For Plato, logos represented the divine reason that gave order and intelligibility to the universe. The Stoics, a philosophical school that emerged in the 3rd century BCE, embraced the concept of logos as a divine principle that permeated all of creation. They believed that this logos was the source of morality, rationality, and the natural laws that governed the universe. For the Stoics, living in accordance with logos was essential for achieving virtue and happiness. They believed that by aligning oneself with the divine reason inherent in the cosmos, humans could find meaning, purpose, and tranquility. Section 6, Logos, in the Gospel of John, the Word made flesh. The concept of logos takes on profound theological significance in the Gospel of John. The Gospel of John opens with, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." Logos is identified as being present with God from the beginning, highlighting the divine nature of Christ. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, full of grace and truth. This passage articulates the central claim of Christian theology, that God became incarnate in Jesus Christ. Through Jesus, the divine Logos entered human history, revealing God's love and truth. Section 7, comparing Memrah and Logos bridges across cultures. Memrah and Logos, though arising from distinct cultural and linguistic backgrounds, share intriguing similarities. Both concepts highlight the significance of language and the power of the divine word. They emphasize that God's communication is not merely informative but also creative and effectual. God speaks and things happen. Creation is brought into being, laws are given, and humanity is called into relationship with the divine through the power of the word. Furthermore, both Memrah and Logos serve as bridges between the divine and the human. They provide a way of understanding how a transcendent God can interact with creation and communicate with humanity. They represent the interface between the eternal and the temporal, the divine and the human. Despite their similarities, Memrah and Logos also exhibit important differences, reflecting their unique cultural and theological contexts. Understanding these distinctions is crucial for appreciating the richness and complexity of these concepts and their contributions to religious thought.